What's up, everyone? We got another NFL offseason recap video. Today, we're going to be looking at the New England Patriots, how their season went last year, what they've done so far in free agency, and what they should be looking for in the draft. Now, while the Patriots' 12-4 record and their 5-1 divisional record looks good on paper, I think you have to understand that the Patriots played a lot of easy competition. First off, playing the Jets and the Dolphins twice. I mean, they lost to the Dolphins once, but that was, I think they were just out of that game. It was just an off game for them. They played two of the worst teams in the NFL. They also played the Giants and the Redskins, who are picking number 2 and 3 in the draft. So you have to understand that the Patriots' competition wasn't the best. And when they did play a good competition like the Bills or possibly the Ravens, they got blown out by the Ravens. And then they almost lost to the Bills, but thankfully a blocked punt by Matthew Slater saved the day. But the Patriots weren't as great of a team as people thought, and it showed in the playoff game. They just weren't able to score points or stop the run. Their offense finished with the 11th best DVOA despite having a lack of pass protection, with guys like Isaiah Wynn missing time due to injury, and honestly just having a lack of pass catchers for Tom Brady to throw to. Julian Edelman was pretty much the only reliable target, and he had a ton of drops this season. They had a weak running game, and their offensive line just wasn't there to protect Brady. Now, we all know about their defense. I don't need to go too much into it. They had one of the best secondaries in the NFL with Stephon Gilmore, J.C. Jackson, Jason McCourty, Devin McCourty, De'Aaron Harmon. They just had playmakers everywhere that just locked up in man coverage so that the Patriots could blitz with guys like Kyle Van Noy and Jamie Collins off the edge. It was just an all-around good performance by the Patriots, but we can probably attribute most of that to Bill Belichick's defensive coordinator coaching. Patriots didn't make too many moves before free agency started. They just extended some of their key players that they've had on their team for a long time. Special teams gunner Matthew Slater was extended for 2 years, and longtime free safety Devin McCourty was extended for a 2-year, $23 million contract. Smart moves by the Patriots. With their offensive captain in Tom Brady leaving, they keep both their special teams captain and their defensive captain, both who they've had on the roster for a long time, and players Belichick knows he can trust to do their job and be a leader in the locker room, especially with their number one quarterback gone. As for who they added, there's not much to talk about. They just added a bunch of depth players as teams, not big contracts. I think they're doing the smart thing. There's no Brady this year, so you have to understand that the chances of them, winning the Super Bowl aren't as high as they would. So some of the moves they made, signing Adrian Phillips, 2-year, $6 million contract. This is a versatile safety. He can play nickel corner, strong safety, dime linebacker, nickel linebacker, free safety. This is a guy that can do everything coming from the Chargers, and a solid pickup for them. Bo Allen, he's here to replace Danny Shelton, just a big nose tackle, stop the run. Good pickup. And then they just made a bunch of one-year deals. Shilaki, Calhoun, Damiere Byrd, Brian Hoyer. He might start. We'll see. He has continuity in the Patriots offense, and he knows how to run it. Good pickup for them. I think be a mentor to whoever is the backup quarterback, and it looks like it's either going to be Jarrett Stidham or, they might look to the draft, Jordan Love, Jacob Eason, one of those guys. They franchise tag Joe Thuney. I think this is a good move for them. You need an offensive line to protect whoever you're going to have a quarterback. And their offensive line is not great, but it's still solid. Shaq Mason, Joe Thuney, Isaiah Wynn, hopefully if he's healthy, and that makes for a decent offensive line, better than what Tom Brady had last year. Now, the Patriots had a bunch of their key players leave, and I don't think I'm going to go too much in depth into them because I've gone over a couple of these players in previous videos. But Tom Brady to the Buccaneers, I think that's the biggest one, just losing your Hall of Fame quarterback, a Super Bowl winning quarterback. It's going to be hard to replace, but I think the Patriots, out of any organization, is going to be able to do it with Belichick as head coach and GM. He went to the Buccaneers. Philip Dorsett went to the Seahawks. Ted Karras went to the Dolphins. Danny Shelton to the Lions. They lost a bunch of outside linebackers in Jamie Collins, Kyle Van Noy, and Landon Roberts. One trade that they made was trading De'Aaron Harmon and a 2020 7th-round pick to the Lions for a 2020 5th-round pick. Because they extended McCourty, you have to understand that they didn't have enough room to keep both Harmon and McCourty and sign other players in free agency, so they had to free up some cap space. They got a 5th-round pick out of that. They did give up a 7th, but how many players in the 7th round turned out to be stars? And then they released longtime kicker Steven Gostkowski. As for the draft, the Patriots have some major needs that they need to fill, and I think quarterback is the main one. But if the Patriots think that Jarrett Stidham is the answer and that he can be a franchise quarterback, then hey, then they got their starting quarterback, and they have other skill positions that they need to fill, such as receiver and tight end. Now, I think it's either going to be quarterback or receiver in the first round. There's no tight end worth grabbing in the first round. So, in my opinion, guys like maybe Jordan Love, who Belichick and McDaniels can coach to a franchise quarterback, maybe Jacob Eason, Jake Fromm, some of these mid-range quarterbacks in this draft, you won't see them getting someone like Justin Herbert. I don't think he's going to fall all the way down to them. Getting a receiver, possibly someone like Jalen Reagor, Denzel Mims, Brandon Ayuk, Laviska Shenault, all of those guys, I could see the Patriots taking in the first round. Getting a tight end maybe in the second or third round, Harrison Bryant, Cole Kmet, these guys who can just maybe be like a mini Gronk. No one's going to be able to replace Gronk, but someone who will be able to catch balls and block for running backs. I think that's what the Patriots need. And getting a linebacker to replace the three that the Patriots lost in free agency are important needs as well. That is all for this NFL offseason recap video. Don't forget to like, comment who you think the Patriots will take in the draft and what you think their record will be in 2020, and subscribe.